George Floyd. Say his name. George Floyd. I can't breathe. I just wanted to take a few moments to talk about what's going on in Minneapolis. Don't get all. What's happening in the city is a horrible thing. But recognize where it comes from. The death of George Floyd, and not just that death. The phrase I can't breathe. Eric Garner. Okay, that's not Minneapolis, but still. Policing in this country has become, it's a very white person entitled law enforcement. It is inappropriate to compare fiction to reality, though often fiction kind of gives us a window, a reflection, a mirror, a comparison, a foil. I have been thinking, what would Sheriff Andy Taylor do about a $20 fraudulent check? A $20 fraudulent check. He probably would have reached into his pocket and pulled out 20 bucks and gotten George Floyd's name and address and handed it to him and said, go pay the guy off and you get me that money when you can. That's keeping the peace. That's letting the law, not law enforcement, but the law work through the system. The shop owner should have reported it to the bank. The bank would have issued some kind of legal action, a suit for $20 plus damages, and it all would have ended up in just a couple $100 worth of fees and fines. We have police people. I hate the word law enforcement, police officers, police enforcers. I hate that. Who take the law into their own hands because they think they are the law, because the white system created by whites has given them that free pass. I mean, this death is over $20. $20. Meanwhile, in Minnesota, you got white dudes armed to the teeth marching on their state house. Nothing. Hanging an effigy. Nothing. A couple years ago, out in the West, sitting up on a bridge, pointing long rifles at peace officers. Nothing. But this poor young black man killed over $20. Eric Garner killed because he sold a single individual cigarette. The system, the police system, is messed up. It is messed up because it has been funded and educated and dictated by one specific group of people to wreak havoc on other people simply because of the color of their skin. Folks, there is no such thing as race. There is no such thing as race. We are all human beings just like cats, okay? You got a white cat and a black cat. They can mate and they can have babies, and the babies will be gray and red and white and spotted. And we are all human beings. We can mate. We have the exact same genetic code. The only difference between us, if there is any difference at all, is what color is my fur? Okay? That's it. George Floyd. I can't breathe. Say his name. Do not conflate what is happening in Minneapolis with George Floyd. What's happening in Minneapolis is the result of many, many, many George Floyds. It is fascinating that the unrest was very targeted. It went right to the police station. They didn't storm out to Officer Derrick's house and hang an effigy. They went right to the police. How could they not arrest the former officer? They fired him. How could they not arrest him? They want to make their case. Arrest him. Let him out on bond, and then build your case. You don't just let him go. Too many times this has happened. Not just in Minneapolis, all across the country. Remember George Floyd. That's all I can say, is just remember George Floyd. I had another video that I was going to do today, but it's not important right now. What's important right now is that we keep George Floyd alive. We keep Eric Garner alive. We keep Trayvon Martin alive. We keep all those countless beautiful lives in our hearts and set out, use that to change the system. And a lot of that is changing ourselves. To recognize where our biases exist. To recognize that we often don't recognize our biases. And to fight through that. Say his name. George Floyd. I can't breathe. George Floyd.